What up, peeps? It's your girl Dash coming back to you from Real Takes. Today I got a lot of movie news to get through. I think probably well over 16 things to discuss. So you know what? I'm just going to jump right into this because it's heavy duty and my brain is frazzled just thinking about it. The first thing I want to discuss is Marvel. Now, I'm hoping with you guys, you all have definitely gotten your tickets because I am talking about Avengers Endgame. Now, this one was very interesting how earlier in the week when it went on sale, of course, the site for AMC crashed. Now, some people would want to know why wasn't there any extra preparation for this, but they could have prepared all they want. If you have over millions of people trying to get into a site simultaneously, that's going to happen regardless. It's unfortunate, but it is. And I was hearing about people being on some sort of wait list for, I don't know if it's special tickets for a special night, whatever. Then I was hearing how some of the tickets, for some of them, if you want to do the 5 o'clock, whatever, they were like $25 to do that one as opposed to you going, at a later time, whatever, and it's a little bit cheaper. And if you did it, you get a coin. I don't care about no coin. I'm like, whatever. I just want the tickets. People probably, get your food, whatever, and all that. Ain't nobody here for all that. Because when you think about that, that crap truly adds up. And it's just like you feel like you're honestly going on a goddamn date when you think about how much money you spent at the movie theaters present day. So for me, I went on to Fandango, and I got mine within 5 minutes. I was very grateful. Thank you, Jesus. I was so happy that it just smoothly transitioned, went straight through, whatever. I got some really good seats. These are for Saturday. I'm looking at eyeing some that are for Thursday. You would think they were all gone, but the ones that I'm looking at for a particular hour, they still have some available. So I'm considering doing that one. They're not too late in the night because it is 3 hours. So I might get them sometime this coming week. I'm excited to see this movie. This is one of those ones that's been in a long time coming in the making, besides, of course, last year's Infinity War. So a lot of people were excited. Some people are kind of excited, but then kind of, getting sad because finally the conclusion to what's going to happen, which characters, who might not make it, it's just going to be a lot of emotions going on in that theater. I'm really here to see it. I'm excited to be a part of the crowd of people that's going to be going because I feel like all these things are going to be sold out. I can only imagine what the number will be once they tally up, like at least the week before, how many tickets were sold for this particular movie. It's going to make Iraq money on Thursday and definitely with the weekend as a whole from Thursday down. Moving forward. So, I'm looking forward to being a part of that, so that's exciting to me. Also, I'm hearing hopefully we are still getting an intermission. Again, we're not all, adults that are going. There will be some kids there, especially with the parents in tow, probably for the Saturday shows, the weekend shows, but the Thursday night, I seriously doubt it because parents are like, I ain't trying to be bothered with that. So unless you're a teenager, the kids, the little ones ain't going to be able to go. So that's going to be a good thing. I'm going on a Saturday, so I already have a feeling I'm going to get some kids. Some parents might go earlier than that to avoid all that extra, but it's just going to be just the excitement of being around other people who want to enjoy it just as much as I do. So I'm looking forward to that. So just wanted to throw that out there, but I'm hoping you guys got your tickets. Comment and let me know if you all did get yours already or you all trying to wait. Some people, a friend of mine, he's waiting about a week to let some of the excitement die down, whatever. I said, you got a little ways to wait because with this movie out for the next, 2-3 weeks after it comes out, it's going to be excitement for us. So I'd like to know, are you planning to see it going into, the end of May? Because there's other stuff coming out in May, so I'm just like, hey, to each his own how he wants to do it. But when he said that, I had to look at him I was like, really? But it is what it is. So, but moving on from that. Now, the thing I also want to talk about has to do with Marvel, and I'm very happy for this movie because it hit that milestone, and this has to do with Captain Marvel hitting that $1 billion. I'm so happy. Go ahead, Bree. So happy the movie did very well with all the foolery that was said, the comments made, some of the ignorance from just individuals as a whole. I just like, it's so damn bittersweet, and because it's Marvel, it's going, no, don't use that, don't be salty how you were, and then go throw that little sentence out there because I heard a couple of people say that. Please keep that to yourself. Don't even say that out loud. Don't type it. No, that money made that money. With all the negativity he tried to throw, the bashing of her, talking, calling her out her name, whichever, giving them your money anyway. And all you did was fuel the fire for more people to go see it, but that's okay. Again, like I said, Marvel thanks you for your money, and I thank you for hitting it to help it get over the milestone with all the other people who were so involved and intrigued by the movie and went out to see it. And also, to add to the end, she's not going anywhere because she'll be in Endgame, and she'll also have an actual sequel. So Captain Marvel's here to stay for quite some time. So yes, I'm gonna be straight shady with that because it's so deserving right now. If I had some warm tea right now, I would be sipping it because it'd be so good, just like how Wendy Williams does it. This tea tastes so freaking good. Trying my best not to cuss, but whatever. So moving on from that. Now this is one movie I'm actually looking forward to seeing. This has to do with Black Widow. We're getting more information about more people being cast, and these two particular actors I'm actually fans of, one more than the other, more so, no offense to the one, but yes. Now I'm hearing word that David Arbor is going to be in the Black Widow movie. I'm very happy about that. Everyone is kind of, people who know David Arbor are kind of more familiar with him present day because of Stranger Things, the full TV show. Me, I've been watching him for years. He's one of those character actors, or supporting roles always in a lot of movies. You'll see, oh, I recognize him. I've seen him. He's been in this. That's the type of actor he is in. He's in everything, whichever. And I feel like he's finally getting his dues, definitely with Stranger Things, and also with him coming up to be in Hellboy, which comes out in another week. Looking forward to seeing that. So I'm happy for him to see him in this as well, because he's definitely coming at the helm. He was in Suicide Squad, but this time he's going to be a lead in his own type of comic book movie, whichever, which is going to get him more notoriety and put him more out there. So kudos to him for that. Now, the person I'm really excited to know about, because I'm dying to know what character she's going to play in this, and I'm talking about one of my favorite actresses, Rachel Weisz. I am such a fan of her and her work. I am so down to know what she's going to be playing in what instance in this particular movie, but this so far is shaping up to be a nice cast for this movie. I'm very happy that they are finally full throttle into casting, because I know they are ready to start doing production soon on this movie. So that makes me very happy. I just wanted to definitely talk about Black Widow real briefly, just to get that out there, because I feel like, yeah, Scarlett has put the time and work in. Some people feel like she should have had this a long time ago, me included, but hey, the way they had the timetables for a lot of the movies, it's just how it is. That's just how Hollywood can go sometimes. But now they're giving her movie, and she's going to knock it out of the park. Now the director, if you all don't recall, I said her name is Kate Shortland. I'm looking forward to her doing her thing. So that's going to make it even more exciting to see her, bring this to life, hopefully with some added, information or added, advice from, Natasha, aka Black Widow, aka Scarlett. So yes, I'm just looking forward to seeing just all the people are going to come on board, whoever else will be added to the cast. I don't know if they're completely done, but so far I'm liking what I'm seeing from casting. So as I say, when I know more, you all will know more. Now this other movie I'm looking forward to, which is also Marvel, I'm keeping a Marvel theme, of course, is Shang-Chi. Now word is out that filming, it looks like it's going to be happening in Australia. Now I'm excited because at first we wasn't hearing anything regards to this. All I know that we still have our our director, which is Destin Daniel Cretton. I'm looking forward to him being on it because he is an Asian American director. We're still waiting to see who's going to be counted as the lead in the movie. Still nobody for that, but I feel like we're getting closer. Now we have a place of production. I'm going to read off what they said in regards to this, what they're saying, because this is still considered in early stages of development for the movie. They're claiming that, from what they're saying, Australian Federal Arts Minister Mitch Whitfield has confirmed that an unnamed Marvel movie is being filmed in the country, and that it will be receiving a one-off payment of $24 million in tax incentives. Right there, light bulb goes off, definitely. Then they're saying they're securing this latest production will bring over $150 million in new international investments, giving about 4,700 in new Australian jobs and the services of around 1,200 local businesses. That's a good thing. They're bringing a nice amount of revenue. That is very nice. Also, they're claiming that in regards to the NSW, which is listed as the New South Wales, it says in regards to the film needs a large workforce of highly specialized special effects technicians and will also require sophisticated stunts, all of which NSW's incredibly skilled and experienced screen industries can deliver. Interesting right there, but that makes me very intrigued and very excited for the prospect of what they have planned for this movie. So I'm excited for this one. I know this is one of those ones that, with the Marvel becoming more diverse and some of the movies we're going to be getting, and of course with the casting, this is right on par. Now you already know this is considered definitely Asian inspired, whatever, because this is going to be considered a martial arts, hero individual at the helm of this particular Marvel movie. I'm just happy they're doing this. I love when they just mix it all up. We were excited when they did, of course, Black Panther. Now we're getting other movies like The Eternals. We're getting Shang-Chi. It's just like, yes, finally, let's mix it up. I'm ready to see a little bit more, and moving forward, hopefully down the road, definitely some more movies within Marvel of characters I've never known or heard of ever. So, I'm totally here for this. But like I said, I'm ready to see who's going to be the lead. So I'm hoping they are actually in the midst of doing some actual casting, whichever. That is the only one I have not heard yet. So I'm hearing that, remember I told you all a couple weeks ago, Mike Moore might be considered as a possibility. He's the one that's going to be also in Quentin Tarantino's most latest film he's done, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So he wants to throw himself out there. That would be nice. Marvel, keep your eyes open. So I'm, fingers crossed, I get some information hopefully in the coming weeks for this. Since we're moving with production for where it's going to be filmed at, this should be the next step for me to know more on that. So definitely still don't have an overall date on that movie, and I'm really hoping once they lock in the overall characters, leads, supporting, we'll know the actual date. I want to think more so 2020 than 2019. I feel like 2019 is damn near booked. So we're definitely talking about next year. So, but that's fine. So moving on from that. Now DC, of course, with this one, this is the one that I'm caring a lot about. Now, I just talked about this last week because I'm excited that, of course, James Gunn is still going to be attached to Suicide Squad. You already know some other things are coming down the pipe for him, going back to Marvel, but he's still going to be doing the Suicide Squad film. Now, when I'd heard a couple weeks ago that Idris Elba had come on and possibly going to be doing Deadshot, I was bummed because we already know I was hyped for Will to come back and do Deadshot, whichever, but of course, due to his scheduling kind of a conflict or whatever, he had to, take the step back, whichever, and then Idris Elba was being considered. Now I'm hearing word that he will not even be doing this particular character. He's going to be doing a totally new character. I'm fine with that as well, as long as he's doing it. Idris Elba is a busy man. He's a busy man. You already know he is going to be a part of the movie coming out this summer with Dwayne Johnson, Jason Statham, of course, Hobbs and Shaw. He has another movie that's coming out later in the year, of course, Cats. Just a lot of stuff going on with him. He's working on music. The brother is busy. So many people just in acting overall, you got to stay busy and doing stuff to keep yourself out there, whatever. And I love that he's going to be a part of this. I did not see that coming. We already know he's done other characters when he was in Marvel as well through the overall series for Thor. So I'm glad to see him being attached to another type of comic book. Now for this one, they're claiming with him, he won't be the only one. Now, from when I talked about Suicide Squad, they kept talking about who else was going to be coming back. Since we'd heard about Will Smith, then I wasn't sure about Margot Robbie. We already know she's definitely going to be coming back. I've been hearing word now that Viola Davis will be returning, Joel Kinnaman is coming back, and Jay Courtney is going to be coming back. So that's nice to know. Most of some of the characters that we actually enjoyed in the first one will be back. That makes me very happy. So the cast won't be so different, which is nice. Also, I'm hearing that we're going to get introduced to some different characters that I'm not familiar with. I had to write their names down. We're going to see some other characters called King Shark, Peacemaker, Polka Dot Man, and also Rat Catcher. So I'm excited to be introduced to some other characters. So these might be some main ones that from the original, and then they're going to add some new ones. So that should be interesting. I would like to know what his characters. They will not say. He is in the movie, but we don't know yet. So I'm looking forward to that. Excuse me, I had some hair. Sorry about that, you guys. So I'm excited to see how that's going to pan out with his overall character. Hopefully, as time goes on, they'll let us in to exactly who he's going to play. He might be playing one of these particular characters. I don't know. I'd have to pull them up to do my research to see how he fits in with however the character looks from the comics to see, okay, he could play this one, that one. But so far, these are the names that are coming out for some other additionals to be added to the movie. Now, they're claiming this is not going to be considered a sequel. This might be some sort of a reboot of sorts. Like they want to, I don't know how they're going to act like the last one didn't happen. So I don't know how to take that type of, statement that I've been hearing that's been floating out there. So I'm not even going to read too much into that. I'm just going to go, full throttle like they're going, because Viola Davis's character, if you recall, whatever, dealing with them, the situation coming to rescue or whatever and all that, how they're going to start this all over again, where none of them were released to help with the situation with turmoil happening in where they were. I mean, just a mess with them talking about that, but whatever. I'm just happy to know that Idris Elba is attached to something else that I hopefully will enjoy, also with everything else that I love that he's always in. So I'm looking forward to that. Now this movie, of course, and if I didn't verify the date again, this will be coming out. This is the one that's supposed to be August the 6th, 2021. We have a ways away. So I think they're working over on the script, getting the casting right. Plus, they can't start it right away anyway because of the simple fact that certain individuals are working on other movies right now, Margot Robbie being one of them. I'm not sure what Joel Kinnaman is working on at the moment. I know he's been doing press recently for the Amazon Prime TV show, what is it, Hannah. And then Viola Davis, she stay busy. TV, movies, you name it. So, but yes, that is over 2 years away. So I think it's some time to make it really good, so I'm excited for that part as well. Now, this one I always talk about, and I'm going to say this because this has to do with Morbius. My boy, he hit me up with a comment talking about, I need to go with you to see this because just to see how you react. I really am going to love this movie. I know I am. So I have really good hope in this actual movie, so I'm not even going to place it. The more, every time they show me some more, it makes me even more excited for this. Now, recently, just talked about last week, talking about the situation with his abilities, the things he's going to be doing. They were showing him from a harness on a wire, whichever. Now we're seeing a scene where I'm going to post up here where it shows Jared Leto just kind of standing amongst people, and it's kind of like it's happening in real time, where it's happening very fast, where it shows him with a hoodie, kind of like you kind of see him kind of, 12 o'clock shower, kind of like, rough around the edges and all that. You don't see if he's showing his abilities, so to speak. Just kind of looks like him in his human form, whichever. But I'm looking forward to when they get, because I feel like more and more they keep showing, more and more we have a chance of getting an idea of what he might look like. But like I said, I don't think they're going to show that so soon, because we have to wait till next year to see this, and that's next year in July when this comes out. So we have a ways away before we'll get to see some. But I already told you how I feel. I want to see this in August during Comic-Con when they show something. They didn't show nothing at, anywhere around CinemaCon, so we definitely feel like it was going to be most likely San Diego Comic-Con, so I feel like we'll get something then, because like I told you all as well, this is going to be wrapping production in May. They're on a tight schedule to get this done, so they can probably get something out, probably to get people hyped for it when it shows something, or some little small tease of sorts. I'm here for it, so I'm excited for that. But yes, again, yeah, Jay, if you lived here and you were visiting, most definitely we will go just so you can see me. I probably would have my cheeks will probably be on display. So, but yes, I'm looking forward to this actual movie. That's what I'm definitely most anticipated for 2020, alongside of, like, say for instance, Wonder Woman. So with Cheetah, yes, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So this is another Marvel. This is all about some comics right now going on, whatever, till I get to the thick of some other stuff. This one I'm excited for because I just talked about this, and this has to do with the Eternals. I just stated last week how Angelina is in talks to come on. Now I'm hearing word she definitely is considering coming on board, and when she does, she'll be playing the character of Cersei. So I'm actually excited about that, and I feared that because when I discussed that one also with Thana and Alicius, they have a smaller storyline that they'd have to find ways to broaden that storyline within the movie. Cersei is a main character within the comics, so I mean, we're talking about Angelina Jolie. You really think she's gonna do something that's a short, small bit? Please. So I'm happy for that. Now I'm hearing word, and let me get his name correctly. Please do not butcher me in the comics, in the comic section. Excuse me. This has to do with Kumail Nanjiani coming on board to star in the Eternals as well. He is in talks as we speak to come on board to play a lead character in this movie. Nothing in regards to what his character will be. So far, we know nothing about that. Now, like I said, we had heard about them bringing on somebody who making one of the characters, openly gay. So it will definitely be a gay actor playing his actual character, which I love. And then, of course, Angelina definitely in talks, hopefully finalizing her coming on board, which would be awesome. And now with Kumail being considered. Now, he's a great actor, just a funny guy all around. He's hilarious. And if that's the case, I feel like we're going to get maybe a little bit of comedy within it. He might have some serious tones, and he does serious as well. So I don't want to just assume it's all going to be funny with him. And I love that he gives a wide range in when he does certain movies as well. But he definitely is known for his comedic time, whichever. So I'm looking forward to seeing when we know more about what his character would be. That will make me very happy, because I really want to know who he's playing. But I love that we are finally moving this traction along with the casting, because that lets me know they're getting closer and closer to having who they need to have in the movie, so we can definitely do this movie and see when production is going to actually officially start for this. Now for this one, I'm looking forward to, I still don't know the actual, date for a release as of yet. Hopefully once they have the casting down, then they'll probably have something. I want to think if it's not going to be late 2020, this might be pushed to 2021, because I feel like with everything they're going to show probably in the Eternals, the amount of time they're going to need for maybe dealing with the special effects, the CGI needs to be on point. So they'll probably do that. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just more good. Excuse me about that. Ooh, it came over me. I hope that they take their time with this one, because this is going to be totally different than a lot of the movies that Marvel's done over the years. Of course, being with the Thor, Iron Man, and also with like movies like Captain America, all these type of movies, whichever. Of course, this would be nice to see how this can be a little bit different moving into Phase 4. So I'm totally down. So with that said, you guys, moving on. Now for this one, I'm going to go ahead and start talking about stuff that has to do with CinemaCon. And this definitely has to do with a character who is from Marvel. This has to do with Chadwick Boseman. I'm a fan of his work. You all know everybody loves him some Black Panther. But I'm happy that he's doing something a little different. My fandom for him started when he did the movie 42, and ever since I saw him in 42, I've been a fan. So once he did other movies, the James Brown story, whichever, the biopic, and then of course some other movies, and then of course Black Panther, that just solidified him even more, and that's great. So I was already a fan, but I love that he definitely wants to keep mixing up his work, whichever. Not to say he feels like he's going to get typecast or stigma, whatever, but that's fine. It's always good to just know that you're putting out other work with different types of genre, so you keep people just loving that you have a good body of work. And I love when actors do that. Just mix it up. Now this is the movie I had talked about months ago, late last year, but we didn't have any real information on it. And this is a movie he's teaming up with the Russo brothers in regards to this movie, and this is the one that's called 21 Bridges. Now this one I'm looking forward to because I'm liking what I'm reading, whichever. Now let me kind of break down from what they're stating in this, because they gave a little bit of a tease of what happened. It's a scene where he is definitely it's kind of like a voiceover, and it's the character which is going to be played by Keith David in this movie, whichever. Now this culminates around, I think, a family member of his being a part of law enforcement, and it shows a situation where something happens where he loses a family or whatever, and you hear him saying, we see you as a young boy Morning who grows up to be a detective himself, which is Boseman's character. He's taught you to follow your conscience in often a cruel world. Meaning he's talking to him in regards to how his father was. His father was, took care of the city, whatever and all that, So that's why he probably felt a strong, love and a loss from what happened to his father, and he grows up to be a law enforcement as well. Then it says skip to present day. At night we see Keith David. He's a high-ranking officer at the crime scene of something that happens where, this is 18 years later after he has lost his father. And it says, 8 officers were killed in a shootout against 2 extremely well-trained men. This is where we come into contact with 2 other characters, which I'm excited about, Taylor Kitsch and Stephon James. Now, if you know who I'm talking about, Stephon James is the one who's in If Beale Street Could Talk. So kind of get the visual if you all know what I'm talking about the movie, whichever. So with that said, it says using suppressed automatic weapons while responding to a robbery. We see a quick flashback scenes of the shootout. Now I'm looking forward to this because it says also J.K. Simmons is explained to Boseman, I asked for you for a reason, referring to how old he was when his police captain told him that his father's death. So, of course, he asked to be added to the investigation. They said if they don't close down Manhattan in the next 3 to 4 hours, these 2 gunmen, Taylor Kitsch and Stephon James' character, will vanish into the night. So he wants to close down all that, meaning that's why I say 21 bridges. It says we've got 21 bridges in and out of Manhattan, shutting them down, 3 rivers, close them, 4 tunnels, block them, stop every train, and loop the subways. Then we flood the island with blood. So there we go. So that right there, when I read that, that was awesome enough to get me straight intrigued, because like I said, all I had at the time when I told you guys about this was a title, that the Russo brothers were attached to this, and that of course, Boseman's working again with the Russo brothers. So I was excited to know the nice pairing of them working together and how they're going to bring their part to this movie. So I'm totally looking forward to seeing this, because also what I heard, Boseman got to work very closely with LAPD and also NYPD, whatever, to kind of get really honed into on this work, literally dealing with what they deal with every day, to go out there. This definitely takes a toll on you, of course, physically, emotionally, whichever, and all that, doing this type of job every single day. And he says it was a life-changing experience for him, working so closely, seeing what they go through, like as if some ways he was shadowing the officers, how they make them probably ride in with them, whatever, see what they go through day to day with the job. So I like that he really got in deep within the character to understand what it feels like to be of someone in law enforcement. So I'm going to look forward to seeing how his portrayal is. I've seen many law enforcement movies over 2 decades, so I've seen enough of them to kind of get a sense of when you see a particular cop acting a certain way, enough of the body language, how they carry themselves within a lot, so I'm looking forward to this. That's going to be a good one, whatever. I don't have a date for this, whichever. Most likely I want to think this might be something coming out. I don't think I have a date for this because I noted that. No, I don't. I didn't think I noted it. Yeah, there's nothing on here, whatever. Also, let me name out another name that's supposed to be in the movie I didn't want to know, and that is Sienna Miller. She's in this as well. So like I said, we got J.K. Simmons, we have Keith David, we have Taylor Kish, Stephon James, and now Sienna Miller. So I'm loving this casting on that movie. So with that said, moving on. Now the next one I'm looking forward to hearing about that was at CinemaCon was this movie. It's a horror movie. And the reason I'm interested in this one because of the actual director who's attached to this, and that is Alexandre Aja. Now, you all should kind of have an idea about these 2 particular horror movies because that is his area, I feel, of expertise. One of the movies I liked back in the day was the movie High Tension. Good movie, but one of my favorites he did was the movie The Hill Has Eyes. That was the remake one. And that one was done so very well because I like the remake more than the original. And it was so freaking good. I went to the theater to see that. I even saw the second one. The second one was some garbage. He didn't do that one. Somebody else did. But that one, kudos to him. At the time, I didn't know who he was. But I remember over the years, when I saw these particular movies, whatever, I remembered his name. So this movie is titled Crawl. Now, for this particular one, and the good thing about this one is being co-produced by Sam Raimi, and I'm already a fan of Sam Raimi. Evil Dead, that started it all. And then, of course, other movies he's done over the years, whichever that I love. I can't say enough about. All I gotta do is say Evil Dead. That should be enough for you all to know my love for Sam Raimi. Now, let me read what it says. It says, it's a father and a daughter who enters a dark house during a hurricane. This coming after they drive around with a dog in a car. In the house's basement, the character loses her father only to find him laying down and almost dead. She hears a mysterious sound and a monstrous then pulls her away. Next, she's trapped in a cell or a room and treating her leg from a bite. Pepper's character yells from another room asking if she's okay while trying to contact any possible rescuers. The daughter spots an alligator or crocodile. Pepper's character offers to distract the animals and rescuers are seen getting eaten in the blooded streets. The crawl footage ends right there. This is at CinemaCon. The character in the shower with the bathroom door closed and alligator swims around in the bathroom. Now, gosh, I haven't seen anything that has a crocodile or alligators in a minute. But this will be very interesting because I keep thinking how gross and grotesque it's going to be since this is his area of expertise with horror. So this might be one of those ones where it's going to be really interesting because God forbid if you're in water and this is flooded streets, they could be anywhere in the water, and that's the creepiest thing ever, to be crawling water in some floods and trying to get out of it so you can get somewhere where you can feel protected, but not realizing these things are amongst the water, blending in and just eating. When it sees anybody and anything, they're your food. It is what it is. You're their food. So I'm excited. Watching this actual movie, like I said, knowing that it's produced by, co-produced, by Sam Raimi, and then of course that Alexandra is attached to this. I'm looking forward to seeing this. So I'm going to be on the lookout for the actual trailer for this, since they're showing them just a little tease. So this might be something that's coming out later this year or so. When I know more about this one, you guys will know more. Better yet, when I get a trailer, you'll most likely see a trailer I've done for this one that I'll have to post and upload that down the road. So now this one I'm looking forward to, and this has to do with Stephen King's It. This is for It 2. You already know, we remember seeing the last one, which came out in 2017, and it did very, very well at the theater. I will say I still have a soft spot for the original from the TV series that came out in the 90s with Tim Curry. Love me the first one, but like I said, this one was done very well, so I had to give kudos to where it's due. And I'm looking forward to seeing how much more creepy or scary they can possibly make this one compared to the first one, because they got to bring their A game. Now granted, we will see the Young Losers Club as well as the older crew in this one, because we get to see them as adults because years have passed. But now we're seeing that they put out some little bit of information. I won't go through the full thing, but I'll read off a little bit of what they showed to the people at CinemaCon. It shows a scene with Beverly, aka being played by the older version, Jessica Chastain, and it says she knocks on the apartment door, and an older woman opens the door. She's thinking her father still lives there, whatever. He, of course, has passed. She shows her just saying, "Dear, it's not for me to tell you, but your father's passed." And the woman, of course, invites her, Bev, in for a drink. So, of course, she comes in. Of course, she's noticing certain things, whichever, asking her how she feels about the apartment. Is much cleaner. The old lady goes to make her some tea, and she kind of, finds an old blooded covered letter that leads her to a flashback to a happy memory from her childhood. The old lady then brings her some tea, puts on some music, and, she's just making small talk, The woman then utters the strange statement, "No one who dies in Derry ever really dies." Hint right there. And it says, confusing Beverly, the old woman then stares off for a creepy woman wearing a creepy smile of first hint that the old woman is really Pennywise, the clown in another of one of his forms, of course. And it says the woman suddenly comes to and asks Beverly, how is it to be back in Derry again? And then that's when Bev says it's strange, and the woman asks her how so, but their conversation is interrupted by the oven because she's making some cookies. So from there, it shows Beverly looks at some portraits on the wall, and it shows what looks like to be old pictures of the woman, in the background suddenly snaps, because she's coming in and out. Certain things are happening where she keeps coming out, looking at Beverly, going back in, coming back out. That's, of course, Pennywise, playing around, whatever. And it says, as Bev takes notes of another picture of the old lady's father in the circus, then it says the woman again appears in the background, moving very creepily at a creepy speed. The woman then tells Bev, always daddy's little girl, and asks her guest, what about you? Are you still daddy's little girl, Beverly? Of course, Beverly, of course, her father, you all remember, it was abusive. It's like, so that's kind of like a really uncomfortable question for her to ask her, but she doesn't know. The old lady then charges in, making a horrifying sound. And that's kind of when they said it goes off, whatever, and all of a sudden the lights come on, and it shows the younger girl who plays Beverly, and of course Jessica Chastain, and of course some sort of, depiction of what looks like to be Pennywise coming out, whatever, and all that, kind of scaring them, and all of a sudden some balloons fall, whatever. So that's very good. That's how you get the actual crowd within the overall form. I could only imagine that must have been freaking creepy, but I'm here for it because I just feel like once you see it in full context in the movie theaters, it's going to be creepy. I feel like it's going to be the casting with all the crew. I'm gonna put the picture somewhere where it shows all the cast. It's going to be good. I feel like they brought back the same director who did the first one. He's going to make sure he brings it for the second one. So when people say, do you think it's going to be, like, really? Like, come on now. Let's just not go there. We already know they're going to bring it, so please. It comes out later this year. I'm excited. That is September 6th. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Oh, my goodness. If it's really good, and if I go see it, because I'm thinking about seeing it Thursday night, then I will definitely see it again, because I'm going to probably see it 2 times in the first weekend, because I already know it's going to be freaking good. I feel like it's going to be amazing, so I'm just totally down for it. So, but moving on from that, so now this is one of those ones I'm really looking forward to seeing, and I want more information, and he's still not giving so much. This has to do with Rian Johnson's movie Knives Out. Now, this is the one I talked about. It's supposed to be considered a mystery thriller. The casting on this, as I told you all, is going to be good. We're going to have, Jamie Lee Curtis, we have Daniel Craig, we have Lakeith Stanfield, we have Chris Evans, just to name a few. I'll probably put a picture up here where it has almost all the majority of the casting so you all can see. But yes, I'm just ready for this now. What they're claiming, they gave us just a little bit. It says the overall story is supposed to be centered around, takes place in a mansion. It says where the detectives played by Craig and Stansfield are investigating the murder of an 85-year-old man, which is played by, Christopher Plummer. He's also in this as well. And it says it began with Stanfield's character talking to, her name is Ana de Armas. She's also in this. She plays Plummer's daughter in the movie. Says she jokes about how lovely Plummer's birthday party was prior to his untimely demise. So Craig's character, of course, as I said, noteworthy for his, southern accent, asks that everyone stays in the mansion until the case is closed. Evans was a definite standout from what they're saying from the overall, video they showed at CinemaCon. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I just really am ready to see an actual trailer for this. This comes out in November. It comes out the week of Thanksgiving, so it should be like around November 27th, so that's kind of that weekend it probably falls into. But I'm hoping it really is good, because that trailer will basically seal the deal. The casting is good, but sometimes that's not going to ever be enough. I need more. But with all these people being in this movie, I feel like it's going to be good. So I'm excited for this. I'm ready just to see a little bit more for us moving forward. So, but now knowing that it's a mystery thriller, that has me definitely intrigued. So I'm not going to just, have a tip about it, whatever, because we didn't get a little bit more. But I think that's enough for a synopsis to kind of have an idea. If it's a mystery thriller, that means we're going to figure out, amongst who else is in this room. They want them to stay in this mansion to figure out who actually killed, the character played by Plumber. So, but moving on from there. Now, this movie right here, I'm really looking forward to. And this was discussed, of course, at CinemaCon. This has to do with the movie starring Will Smith, which is titled Gemini Man. Now, of course, the director for this is Ang Lee. Fan of Ang Lee's work. Some hits, some misses. I'm talking about Hulk. Just the thought of that, cringe. But overall, his movies, I mean, honestly, you got Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. You have Life of Pi. You have, what is it? One of my favorites he did was Brokeback Mountain. I mean, that's just to name a few. And then what? Sense and Sensibility, which is one of my favorite period films. Yes, so I'm looking forward to seeing this. Now, let me just read off the synopsis because we have cast in this one. The casting is, what is it? Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She's also going to be in the new movie Birds of Prey. We have Benedict Wong as well. And then we also have Clive Owen. Fan of Clive Owen as well. Now, let me read what it says for the overall for this one. It says, in regards to this one, for the title, it says it begins with a 25-year-old Henry, because this is like a little bit of a tease of what they showed. Henry being questioned by why is it so hard for him to kill his target, and the youngster explains that whoever he's pursuing knows his every move. And then when he disappeared like the ghost, the 25-year-old Henry then learns that he's hunting an older version of himself. Dialogue from the older Henry explains Henry was chosen for this experiment because there's never been anybody like me. Why I could hear that statement being done by Will Smith. Owen's character, Clay Varys, tells the younger Henry that he has the older version's gifts without the pain, because of course him being of course older, and that he should embrace his fear. After a couple of action shots, of course, they showed, and then they said to do a car explosion, whatever, and some sort of gunfight. They said there's a confrontation between the two Henrys where the older one asks why they sent the younger one on this actual mission. So I'm looking forward to this. I know that Ang Lee is good for being ahead of the curve when it comes to special effects, similar to like James Cameron and all that. They said they're going to have some sort of de-aging special effects. Of course, for Smith, we have to see this if he's playing an older version of himself and then a 25-year-old version. I'm curious to see that 25-year-old version, because that would be something similar to him with was it a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air type. So I'm dying to see what he's going to look like at 25-year-old Will. But it's fine, you see what they did with Samuel Jackson and Captain Marvel, so I'm here for it. So let's see the de-aging begin. So yes, I'm excited for Gemini Man. This was one of those ones I was looking forward to, plus with Will being busy literally for almost over a year, where he was just like, you just didn't see him in a lot of stuff because, he was working. I mean, he was doing, of course, Gemini Man. He did Aladdin. He's working on, doing a movie in regards to the father of the Williams sisters. He's going to be working on that soon. And, of course, he was going to be doing Suicide Squad, but now he has to take a step back. Then he's going to be doing Bright 2. So the brother's busy. So I'm just glad this is in this, because I love him when he does his action movies, because for so long he was always being all about the funny, but he had to delve around and mix it all up. So I love when Will does a little bit of everything. He's one of those type of actors. He does a little bit of everything. He never pigeonholes himself in one thing. So that's why I love it. But I'm always here for the action. I'm looking forward to Bad Boys 3 for life. So oh my goodness. So yes, but moving with this one, the date for this particular movie, since this is part of the CinemaCon, this comes out October the 4th. And that comes out the same date as Joker. So I have a double feature on my hands. And I'm looking forward to that. Yes, to me. So moving on. Now, this is one for the ages. And I'm looking forward to this one because this is my nostalgic right here. And this has to do with Terminator 6 Dark Fate. Now, I think this is just called Terminator Dark Fate. Let me just throw that 6 out there, because we're supposed to act like some of them did not happen. So I'll just take the 6 out of it. So, but yes, this one I'm looking forward to. Of course, we have Arnold Schwarzenegger coming back and my girl Linda Hamilton as well. I'm so excited. When I'd heard that they were doing the Terminator movie and then I heard she was coming back, that had me straight hyped. I know a lot of people, Terminator, this is this. That was all I needed to see, is that she was coming back, because I'm going to tell you like this. Linda Hamilton, it's not like she's been doing a lot of roles as of lately, but it must have been something about this movie and that particular character and whatever they were writing for the storyline that had her decide, you know what, okay, I can do this one. Now, I did hear that she made a couple comments recently about it, saying that the last 3 are very forgettable. I mean, there was not a lot said there. It is true. Let me just be honest. Do you really see a lot of people really talking about the last 3? Really? honestly, when we talk about Terminator as a whole, but I can't speak for everyone, so that's why I said let me correct myself. Let's put the SOME out there. I like Terminator 1 and 2. I preferably like the first one. Some people are like, oh, I like the second one, and that's fine. The first one started it all. That's why I feel the first one will always get more love from me personally, because I just like the way it was all done, the setup for Judgment Day. So yes, I'm totally down for this one. And they say basically this is going to all flow into conclusion with the first two. So I'm totally here for that. Now we are getting introduced to some other ones, and I had to know everybody's name. We have Natalie Reyes will be in this one. We have Gabriel Luna, familiar with him. Mackenzie Davis, familiar with her as well, and Diego Boneta. So these are the main cast with Arnold and Linda within this movie. Now I'm also hearing that from what I'm in regards to Arnold's character, he'll be playing the human T800 this time around, whichever. Never did that before in other movies, but it is what it is. That is fine, because when you look at him, hence the picture I'm going to post up here, you can see how he looks, most of course aged, got the gray hair, whatever. So I'm like, okay, they're going to do the human version of him, so that's exactly what he would probably most likely look. Fine. Never ever delved into showing what he was as the T800 back in the day as a younger version. So now we get to see, hopefully it might do a flashback or so showing, how he came to be, whatever. Fine. If they don't, it's not a big deal, whichever. There's so much more stuff they're going to probably have to talk about. I wonder how long this movie is. I haven't heard exactly how long it is for the time, so I'm hoping it's close to 3 hours so we can get as much out of it as we possibly freaking can, because that's one of those ones I'm not going to want to miss anything, and I seriously doubt they're going to do intermission for this one, so a girl will not be drinking, because I want to see every last part of this damn movie. So with that one, I'm just looking forward to this. It says just overall, the way the CGI is going to be set up, whichever. They don't go into any real discussion, but they do say this, and let me just kind of read a little bit of what they're saying. It says, of course, it's him, being a T800. I'm talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger. It says, it's bring him back. Meanwhile, Reyes is playing Danny Ramos, a young woman who finds herself being hunted by a new Terminator model, which is played by Gabriel Luna, that's traveled back in time from the future to kill her. It says Boneta is also playing a human by the name of, again, reportedly Miguel Ramos, which begs the question, is he a related character, or could he be her son in the future? Interesting. Then it also shows the character, lastly, Mackenzie Davis, who's also going to be playing Grace, a soldier assassin from the future who's heavily speculated to be a cyborg of some sort of kind. Yes, they have been talking about her character for a while, so I'm looking forward to seeing from what she is. I'm going to post definitely pictures up here so you can see some of the ones that showed during CinemaCon when they were down there, because this was, of course, happening all in Vegas for CinemaCon. But I'm so excited. I figured they most likely have finished up and wrapped up, so they're basically just doing production, like post-production, whatever, for this. I'm excited for that. Also, just for me to feel even more confident, I already know it's being produced by James Cameron. Also, he co-wrote, so I know that it's going to be in good hands, capable hands. Also, the director is Tim Miller, so we already know it's going to be good in that instance, so I feel very confident. I ain't got nothing to worry about. I got nothing to worry about this movie. I feel like they're going to bring the action. All the scenes are going to be good. I did hear that Gabriel Luna's character, in regards to him being the new Terminator, and I really wish this didn't come out. I almost wonder if I should tell you all this, but eventually it will probably be around in some other actual commentary and blogs. Supposedly his extra powers he's able to split himself. So that makes him even, as they say, a double threat. I'm excited about that. I really just wish they did not put it out there for us to know, because when I do all my research of trying to figure out more stuff about the actual movies, whichever, some things I'd rather them just keep to themselves. Just like give the excitement of it. But a lot of people are not going to be always reading these things. They'll probably try to avoid that, so they'll enjoy it in there. But I look forward to seeing how it's going to be done. The excitement of seeing that part when it's supposed to is going to be probably a really good scene to watch, similar to the one where they did in Judgment Day, where the guy could turn into some sort of liquid and go through bars. Excuse me. So, excuse me. I'm sorry, you all. Feel a little bit sleepy, but wide awake. But needless to say, I'm definitely excited to see this. And as you all know, last week I talked about the date. This comes out November 1st. So I'm looking forward to this. That means it's going to make a rack of money all the month of November. It's going to make some good money. Definitely that first weekend, but if it does good that first weekend and just word of mouth gets out, then it's going to make some good bank. So, yes, I'm so here for it. I'm so happy Linda Hamilton's coming back. I'm so hyped. Well, I can't wait to see him. I'm so excited. So, now, moving from that as well. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about for CinemaCon that I'm excited for, well, the second to the last one, excuse me, is Lion King. I'm just looking forward to seeing Lion King. This comes out late summer. For some reason, I kept thinking it was November, but I had to check that. So I was like, yes, July, so summertime, whichever. For some reason, so much stuff happened in November, they didn't even want to get shuffled into that. Not to say they wouldn't make some good money, but they would not make how much substantial they would want to make. And most of the other stuff that's coming out is coming out in September, moving down. So they probably picked the perfect time to actually release this. Disney is just full throttle. Already have out right now is Dumbo. We have Aladdin coming out in May. Lion King is July. So it's quite fitting. And I think in November, the reason why they don't want to come out during the time is because I think Frozen comes out, didn't it? Frozen 2. That's right. So that makes good sense. Yeah. You gotta, when it comes to dates, honestly, you gotta check to make sure what other movies are coming out, which ones you really feel like it will be a threat to the green you're trying to make for the movie, so they can first of all make the money they make back from making it, and then making more. So I can understand that, but I'm looking forward to this. They said some of the scenes that were shown, of course, Mufasa and Simba talking about life lessons, which will be cute. Definitely similar to the comic, whichever the animation, which will be nice. Of course, him, and I can note some of it was in regards to reminding his promise to let Simba accompany him on his patrol to Pride Lands, which is a cute scene, he said. Then also them also talking about him, just explain to him while others search for what they can take and a true king search for what he can give. I'm just looking forward to seeing this live action movie. That thing is going to sell out too as well. I'm definitely going to get my tickets as soon as they go on sale for this one. This one's going to be so good. I know a lot of parents are going to bring their kids. Probably make them, if they have not seen the actual animation, see that before they see this one. I got to pick a time to go because even though I love some children or whichever, I don't want to hear the kids throughout the whole thing. So I'm going to pick a particular time to go. I might have to do later as opposed to earlier in the day if I go on a weekend, because that's when the parents are going to probably bring their kids out earlier so they can kind of get them out there early to watch it. So I'm going to really delve deep. If not, then I'm going to do an evening one during the week, because at least I don't have to worry about the kids being out so late, and I can really enjoy that particular one. So, but yes, I'm so looking forward to this one. So the date is July 19th of this year. So yes, I'm looking forward to that one. Oh, and get James Earl Jones come back doing his iconic voice for Mufasa. It's just going to be so good. Now, the only other things I'm just going to throw out, just a notable mention that I'm hearing that will be coming out for 2020 for CinemaCon that they're talking about will be, of course, I'm totally down because you already know I'm ready for Coming to America 2. Then we definitely are already hearing, because they're wrapping up production on Top Gun 2 Maverick. Excited about that. Of course, Quiet Place 2 I talked about. Then there's another movie I didn't really talk about too much, and this has to do with Dylan O'Brien, which is Monster Problems. Then, of course, we have the movie Antoine Fuqua, which is called Infinite, which is going to be starring Chris Evans, which I'm excited about. And then the last one is the one I've talked about quite a few times with Michael B. Jordan, which has to do with the Tom Clancy novels, which is Without Remorse. So, yes, there's going to be a lot of other stuff, and there's probably many more that they're going to be discussing next year's CinemaCon, which I'm excited and I'm totally down to see. So, but from that, moving on. Now, I just want to delve into some other stuff. I talked about Idris Elba earlier about him being attached to Suicide Squad. I want to bring up the fact that he's of course attached to the movie, and it has to do with Cats. And this is the movie that I just finally found out that it's finally wrapped. I'm so excited, hyped for this one. The amount of individuals who are in this one is cast very nicely. Let's just go down the list. We have Taylor Swift. We have, of course, I said Idris Elba. We have Jennifer Hudson. We have Judi Dench. And who else do we have that I want to know some names on? We have Rebel Wilson and also Ian McKellen. I was almost about to forget him. Love me some Ian McKellen. So yes, this is probably more people, but that's just to name a few. But I am very excited to see this movie. This comes out around December, closer around Christmas time. So definitely one of those holiday ones. I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to make them as cats. How is it going to be generated from the look overall? Oh gosh, I'm just ready to see what they're going to look like. I remember as cats back when I was a young teen seeing it. I so enjoyed it. I was so in awe because I was like, what is this? I was just didn't know what was happening when I finally saw it for the first time. So I'm definitely going to really enjoy it more as an adult now to see it again, because I haven't watched it in years. It's been decades, honestly. I haven't seen that thing probably since I was a young teen and probably my early 20s. So you know, I'm in my 40s, so yeah, I'm going to really savor it this time around. Them doing it over. Plus, also the cast with the singing that we're going to get, probably just from Taylor and Jennifer Hudson alone is enough for me. Definitely some other people. Those two right there, especially when Jennifer hits her notes. Oh my goodness, it's going to be something to behold. But I'm looking forward to this. The date is December the 20th. Definitely looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to seeing an actual trailer for this. I don't know when they're going to put it out. Most likely, maybe closer to the end of the summer, going into fall. Probably closer to the beginning of fall, September, around sometime in September. We might see something during CinemaCon. That might be a possibility. I'm hoping they do. That would be nice. This is definitely, done by Tom Hooper. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's done because, of course, he was attached to Les Miserables. So I'm looking forward to that. Got tongue-tied saying that. Excuse me for that. But yes, this is definitely one of those ones I'm definitely looking forward to seeing. So, but yes, moving on from that. Now, this is one of those movies they came out of the woodwork that a lot of people weren't sure to take this, whichever, until they saw the trailer. Then the first thing out of their mouths was, is this have to do with Superman? I'm talking about Brightburn. Now, I'm looking forward to this one. I saw the first trailer. I was literally like taken aback. But the second trailer they put out like a month or so ago literally had my jaw dropped because it's giving us a little bit more insight into the boy and his powers. Now, I'm hearing that this movie will be rated R. And I'm really surprised by that because the last movie that came out through Sony Warner Bros. Was Venom, and we thought that was going to be rated R, but they decided to make that PG-13. So this particular one will definitely be rated R. So that is fine. These things happen. They said it's going to definitely be violence, blood, and language. I'm definitely expecting violence, definitely with the blood. But surprised to hear about the language. That is fine. It is what it is. But yes, that trailer, if you all have not seen that, you all need to check that Brightburn trailer out. You would think it's like they say Superman, if he turned out to be evil. But I like from the premise they're doing it from him being at a younger age as opposed to him being an adult. That is what intrigues me the most about this. Secondly, I like the name of it because I like how this is still happening in Kansas, but this is the town of Brightburn, Kansas. I thought that was a nice little, segue, in the way they're doing that. Now, of course, James Gunn is one of the producers. His brother and cousin are behind the writing of this particular film, and also David Yarovesky is the director of this film. So he's the one that did a horror movie that I call The Hive. So I'm excited about this to see his stamp on this. This looks very promising. Also, the actor in this that has me intrigued in this because this is going to be starring also Elizabeth Banks. I'm not familiar with the young boy who's playing the lead. He's to me, I'm not familiar with him. I've never seen him in anything before, probably. So he will definitely be on my radar for this one. But I'm definitely looking forward to seeing this. This comes out in May, and if I'm not mistaken, this is May 24th. Yes, May 24th. I didn't know my own information. Definitely be coming back from my trip just so I can go see this. This comes out the weekend around Memorial Day holiday, so that is quite fitting for me because I get to go see this before I have to go back from being on a long week's worth of vacation. So I'm happy because there's quite a bit coming out the week I leave and the week I come back. So, and then the week after that, because I think is we have John Wick 3. Then when I come back, this comes out, Brightburn, and then we have the week after that we'll have Godzilla King of Monsters. So May is just crammed in, and then some other things, of course, Aladdin and some other movies that are coming out. But those are the main ones on my radar. So yes, I'm so here for this. I'm totally down for this. Yeah, I hate how they did that. They gave this radar, but they didn't want to give Venom that. But that's okay. Venom still made over 800 million. Let me stop acting like a little child about it, but just had to throw that part out there. So also, moving on. Now, this one I'm excited for because this is to do with Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead. This is something he's already has in the works, whichever, and I'm actually excited because now we're getting information about the casting. The first one I'm hearing is coming on board is David Bautista. David Bautista is a busy man. Excited for him. I'm excited because the other movie that besides anything dealing with DC with Zack Snyder being attached to was when he did the movie Dawn of the Dead. This was a remake he did from George Miller's movie, and I'm excited about this. This is the one that came out, I want to say, was it 2004? Yes, that was when it came out. And I enjoyed that one. That one was really good. I love the casting in that, so I'm totally down to see him do Army of the Dead. I like that Dave Bautista will be in this because that means he'll probably play a part. I don't know if he's going to most likely be a good guy, helping when they're trying to get away from the said zombies. That should be interesting to see. Like I said, Dave Bautista is really, he's getting that work. Being that he DC native, I'm repping for my DMV area. I love that he's from here. Of course, I first saw him when he was a part of WWE. He still does have a soft spot for his WWE, but he's of course branched into acting. He's done a couple of the movies like Escape Plan. He's definitely a part of Guardians of the Galaxy. He was going to be in the movie Dune. He's also in a movie for a trailer just came out called My Spy. very funny, little lighthearted comedy type of thing. I always say you got to keep them guessing. You got to just keep them guessing. You just got to do it like that. Otherwise, you have people, you're just like, ugh. And then also he's going to be Avengers Endgame, which I'm glad to see him in. He's also going to be in, what is it, the movie Master Z, Ip Man Legacy. Good action in that one. So yeah, I'm happy to see that he's going to be in this. Now for this particular one, they're dealing with, of course, all the, script changes and all the things that had to be done with it, because this will be through Netflix. So I'm excited for that. And I'm just looking forward to seeing who else will be cast with him. He definitely is at the helm. If he's already the first one to be cast, he's definitely one of the main leads, and that's a good thing. So I just want to see who else will be in this. I'm looking forward to knowing when they're going to start production on this and exactly when this is coming out. Still don't have a date for when exactly this will be released. I want to think most likely, if not this year, maybe early next year. This might be something maybe, springtime, maybe summer. Nothing wrong with that, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing this movie. So yes, indeed, kudos to Dave, buddy. Get that money, just get that money. So now this particular movie has to do with the director of Hereditary. This is what's his name, Ari Aster. This has to do with his movie Midsummer. Now I'm hearing word that they changed the date of the movie release, and I'm excited for this because a lot of people didn't know how to take Hereditary. I actually enjoyed it. It was freaking creepy. That ending was a lot to take in, and it was a lot going on. Even the last and final third act, that last like 15 minutes, was just like mind-blowing. But yes, very effective. I love me some Toni Collette. She did a standing job in this movie, whichever. I just couldn't say enough about her character, just enough about her as an actress in general, because I think she's awesome. But I'm looking forward to his next movie, this movie Midsummer. Now let me just give you all a quick synopsis of this movie. It says around a young woman who goes on vacation to Sweden with her boyfriend, played by Will Poulter. Following a personal tragedy, the pair arrives in a country in time to check out an extremely rare 9-day festival that only takes place every 90 years. However, as the ceremony gets underway, it quickly becomes apparent that there's something horrifying beneath the sunny surface of this Swedish Puritan-style holiday. So that has me up. You all have seen that trailer for this. That trailer is very, very interesting and very intriguing. I am totally down to see this, and I plan to go see this. Just like I saw Hereditary. Let's just say that it does get you fully involved, because Hereditary's trailer was so good that some people were just like, I hope this has nothing to do with them just being edited perfectly, that when you go see the movie, it wasn't going to be anything like that. It was like that and then some. So that was fine. The same thing with this one. This one's a little bit more vague, so you don't get to see as much, whichever, like it did in Hereditary. So I don't know if they're going to show another trailer soon that we'll get to see a little bit more. I hope so, because that would be nice. So hopefully we'll get something very soon moving along with this one. Like I said, now the date they're saying, it was at first supposed to come out on August the 9th. Now it's been moved to July the 3rd. I'm trying to think if I remember if there's anything coming out on July that I can't recall. Nothing coming to my mind besides the movie The Lion King. So that is some competition right there. They can do very well, just a little bit, fairly good. But we already know Lion King gonna knock that baby out the park. Whatever else is going up against them is not going to make number one. That's going to be the top one. But that gives me options. And like I said, I'm good for watching a double feature, so I already know I'm going to go see both of them the weekend it comes out, so I'm totally down for that. But yes, I'm looking forward to this. Looking forward to seeing how creepy this thing is really going to get. So we'll have to see. So with that said, now last order I'm going to discuss here, and this has to do with, again, horror. And this has to do with Conjuring 3. I'm totally down. You already know. Love me some James Wan. Love the Conjuring, series, with the Conjuring movies, and also with Annabelle. The release date for this one has been pushed to fall of 2020. So the date for this will be actually June 20. Not June. It will be sometime, they say, later in the fall, whichever. They didn't say if it's November or December, my bad. So I'm just looking forward to seeing exactly when it's going to come out in the fall. I want to say preferably probably sometime after October, most likely. It will be, because I don't know what's coming out around 2020 around that date. Nothing that I know of that's supposed to be coming out in October of 2020 right now. So that can change. But needless to say, I'm hoping maybe October, November this is coming out. But that'll be good, because that would give us something closer towards the end of October. And they should just go ahead and come out around October. That would be cool, because by then it'll be fall time anyway. So, but yes, this is one of those ones I'm definitely looking forward to. It's been a couple of years since the Conjuring 2. So going on, probably by then it'll be, close to darn near, 4, almost 5 years. So yeah. about time, whichever. But that's a lot of amount of space in between. But it is what it is because James Wan's been busy with quite other few things. Walkman being one of them. He's not going to be the director on this one. His name is going to be Michael Chavez. He's the one. He actually saw his short called The Maiden, became very intrigued with him, and of course with him doing The Curse of La Llorona, which will be coming out I think April 19th. That is one of those ones that's good horror. So I think that's why he felt that his hands were tied with other work, that he felt that Michael Chavez could come in and take helm of the Conjuring 3 franchise to kind of conclude. Now, let me just kind of give you an idea. Now, this Conjuring 3, from what they're stating, is going to focus on a murder trial where demonic possession was used as a legal defense. So that'll be interesting to say. Basically, the devil made me do a type of, way of saying, the case. I'm wanting to know more about this. Also want to know who else will be in this movie, a part of that particular trial or case where they say possession is being used. We already know Vera Farmiga will be back, Patrick Wilson as well, so I'm looking forward to seeing them in the movie. But again, definitely looking forward to seeing who's going to be playing the supporting characters within the movie. That should be interesting to see. Production hopefully will be starting, I think they say later this summer, going into fall anyway, so I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what else is going to be coming up down the pike for them to show anything from any scenes of the set or whichever. But until then, as you all know, Annabelle comes out in June. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that. I saw the trailer. I actually enjoyed that. Do know that Vera and Patrick will be in that one. They're going to have brief parts in the movie, but the movie is definitely centers around their daughter, played by McKenna Grace. She plays a daughter by the name of Judy, so I'm looking forward to seeing her do her thing in that movie, and then of course seeing the parents come, of course, to the rescue, so to speak. So, but yes, that's going to be good. You already know how I feel about my horror, so I'm totally down for Conjuring 3. I know some of them say they like the first, the first one, then some of them say they like the second one. I like the second one a little bit more than the first one, but I like them both. So, but I did enjoy the second one a lot more. Now, for Annabelle, you already know how I felt because I said it before. Didn't care for the first one. That thing was not good. The second one, Annabelle Creation, was really good. So I'm looking forward to see how this Comes Home is done. And hopefully it's creepy, whichever overall. The trailer, does look like it has potential to be creepy. Didn't do anything from jump scares wise, but overall I feel like they're going to do it. So I'm definitely here and down for that. So with that said, you guys, I am all done. My goodness, this video is going to be an hour, so it's going to be some editing for me, but that is all good. I got to bring it to you. You guys, comment below. Let me know what you think about anything I discussed. I would love to get your thoughts on anything, your feedback, what you're looking forward to. Definitely from the stuff that I talked about for the CinemaCon. I'm definitely want to know how you all feel about some of the discussion I brought up for that. So, but with that said, you guys, I will see you guys on the next movie news. You guys take care.